We're bringing up our first speaker this evening, and the company is BSA, which is Building Science Authority. My friend Shane has worked for them and been a leader in finding, documenting, diagnosing damage and catastrophic events such as hurricanes. Shane has traveled from Texas to the Carolinas, providing empirical data that is hard for the insurance companies to deny. That's a good thing. BSA has to know a lot about structural engineering and also about the latest insurance policies in order to provide documentation that yields the highest indemnification to the structure. Shane's motto is, "The building has no mouth, so we strive to give it a voice." In a couple of my bios, there were big words in them, so I had to look up to see what the big words were. And this one was empirical. So the definition there is based on, concerned with, or verifiable by observation or experience rather than theory and pure logic. That is a cool word. Please welcome our friend Shane.
Thank you, everyone. All right, yes, I'm Shane Bailey. We do a lot in the storms. I would like to talk to you, though, about what you should look for. First of all, how many public adjusters are in the room? Raise your hand. Great. How many homeowners are in the room? Raise your hand. Number one thing I get when I get to either a home or a condo is, oh, our roof is okay. We checked it out. Oh, so you're a roofing contractor? No. You're a contractor? No. We looked at it, but it's okay. So never let anyone rely on their own knowledge, especially when there's so many experts like the panel here that can help you walk through a roof problem. We know that it all starts at the roof. You and I both know that. Where water comes in, it's a big issue. Sorry, I heard that noise. I thought it was a siren. I was like, what was going on? I'm getting arrested already. The next thing we talk about are windows and structural columns. We diagnose and document all of those for the insurance company. We do this on a yearly basis. We do this all year round. We travel storm to storm and collect this data. Why that's also important, you can't just be an engineering firm. You have to understand what the insurance is looking for, why they're looking for it, and what you can do to facilitate that. Because instead of fighting them, I like to use that empirical data. It's hard for them to fight that data. So what we do is we really look and plan to give them the data they're actually asking for. Now, sometimes they're unreasonable, and every time they deny it up front, and we know that they're going to do that. And so we really focus on how we can present this in a way, in a package, that is, one, defendable in court. So a lot of the attorneys, our attorney firm here, they love when I say, we give you a court-ready document, court-ready file. It's ready to go to court right then and there. Forensic weather reports talk about how much wind has hit that particular building. And we urge you folks to do that with all your buildings. Pull a forensic weather report. It'll tell you where the problems are. It'll tell you the angle of the wind coming in. There's a couple of services that offer that, but you have to be careful. Some of them only report at the 10 or 20 foot level, and you want them to go all the way to the ground, so be wary of that. The next thing I would tell you with the homeowners and building owners is the very first thing I hear when I get boots on the ground is we're already denied. We're already denied. And I ask them why they are denied. Anyone have any idea what the number one reason they deny an insurance claim? Anyone at all? No? That's a good one. No? That's a good one. You just hit 2 and 3. You know what you're talking about. The number one thing we hear is you haven't documented. If you look through an insurance claim or insurance policy, there's wording in there that says you must document to the agreeable, it's really oblique, agreeable conditions of the insurance company. Like, you have no idea, what does that even mean? And that's the problem. They write it in there and they say they can deny you based on you do not have documentation of your property. Guys, get out there with a camera. Take your own pictures. The second one, maintenance or damage. I had a guy come and he said, that damage is not related to the storm, and you filed a hurricane claim. How do they know that? Well, they don't know it any more than anyone else. So we're there to prove that. Again, forensic engineering and forensic weather reports help do that. So definitely don't let them push you around. We urge our clients, don't call them first. Let us give you a nice package to submit to your insurance company, and they suddenly start answering your phone calls. You know that there's also how many know how many adjusters that you're going to talk to if you file a claim on your own house? Anyone want to guess? 5. There you go. That's the magic number. 5 adjusters. So we call the first one adjuster number 1. Thank you for coming. Here's the roof. We'll talk to you later. Here's my card. We don't even talk to them anymore. Adjuster number 2, 3, and 4. Then finally, you're going to get to your 5th one. So it's very important to understand. I know that for a fact, the National Institute for Insurance, during Hurricane Michael, said out of all the claims brought in, 60% of them were paid out. Out of all the claims that were filed from Michael, 60%. And out of those 60%, they paid out only at 60%. So if you have a $100,000 loss on your house, you have a claim that's paid at 60%, who's coming up with the other 40G? That would be you. This gentleman, I'm telling you, this guy just went through a hurricane, I can tell you. So, know the rules, play by the rules, use the rules to your advantage. What we won't do is fluff the paperwork. It either has to be there, has to be empirically verifiable, or we don't report on it. You need to find a company that's willing to do that too. So, we're fine. Go out and get your own people. It's so important, though, use the people at this panel for your remediation, for your insurance, for your defense. And we love the fact that we get to team up with the likes of Harvey Cohen. And this group here is just amazing. So that's very important. Last thing I'll tell you is we were focusing because windows are such a big deal right now. Most of the time, the storm that comes through, their windows are rated to a certain wind pressure and wind speed. I can tell you that most every hurricane goes beyond your windows pressures and hurricane speed specs. So we have to understand the insurance company does not want to pay for them. Windows are expensive, as you'll probably hear tonight from these people. They are very expensive, but you have the right because they insured your windows too. How am I doing, Tom?
We have a time limit, so.
Okay, good. Sorry.
So we have 8 minutes for each speaker, and we get to have a couple questions. So we can field 2 questions. Who would like to ask Shane and pick his brain? Okay, well, I have one. Okay, so this is a good one too. May I help you, sir?
Yeah, get ahead.
What is the most important thing that can be done to help someone after a hurricane? What's number 1?
I would tell them get either a home inspector or inspectors out there right away. Get some people that can document your side of the coin. There's a lot of good people in here for sure. I'm happy to help any way I can. But get some documentation going before you call your insurance company. Also, you want to talk to Paul on this because he knows the right time to talk to your insurance company. I mean, that's a trick right there. In order for us to know the rules, play by the rules, use the rules to your advantage. Know when to fire a claim and talk to Paul on that one.
So don't call the insurance company first
Nope.
out of the gate. Number 1 mistake that I see people make, and the reality is the moment that they answer that phone, you're being recorded.
Yep.
And there have been many an insurance claim denied because the homeowner said what they thought was wrong.
Yep.
Denied.
Well, they'll say, I have mold in my house.
No.
Well, you have a mold exclusion, sir, so you only get $10,000. We don't care if the roof's ripped off. That's the truth.
The best word to take out of your vocabulary is mold.
Right, yes.
Yeah, so say growth or microbial growth or damage. You have damage. That's all
Secondary
you should
damage.
say. Exterior damage. So for the rest of my panel members, when I come up here, that means the 2-minute warning. So we tested that on you. So you did great. Did we do it? Did we do okay, Anthony? Okay, Anthony's a hard one there. So be sure to check Shane out afterwards. You're awesome, kiddo. Thanks for all you do.
Thank you,
for all
folks.
you do. This is very difficult for me because I don't like to boss people around. I could listen to him all evening. So thank you very much. And our word of the day was empirical.